Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Nikki. I'm a homeschool mom of an only child in the second grade. We are on our third year of homeschool. It's getting harder to keep track. But yeah, today I have a fun video for you. We're going to talk about the 5 things we do not do in our homeschool. And this is in collaboration with Davene over at Calm in the Chaos and Shauna from Homegrown Homeschool. Please go check out their channels, as I'll have them linked below, and the playlist as well for all the other mamas who are participating. So yeah, let's just jump right in. So this topic, I thought I could come up with a lot of different things because I feel like our homeschool can just be different from other people's homeschools. But let's just talk about our number one thing. First of all, is morning basket. Now, morning time, whatever you want to call it, circle time, we don't do it. I have tried not once, but twice, actually probably closer to 3 times, to include a morning basket, and it just doesn't work out. She has kind of requested one at one point, and like I did it and I went all out and I bought all the things, and then like we just don't have time. We just don't have time. I don't know if it's just this year and this season that we're going through is just like a busy season, but we just don't have the time. I loved the idea behind it, and for many reasons, just to kind of get you like acclimated for the day and like get your brain going and stuff like that. But honestly, it's just not part of our routine, and to try to get us back into that routine was just not happening. So our routine in the morning looks like literally we wake up, we hang out in bed for a little bit, we get dressed, all that jazz, we get breakfast, and then we come down for school right away. So there's really no transitional period there, and that has worked really well for us. We come down here, we have our A game on, and we're ready to work. I realize that, like, you know, other people have different flow to their day, but that just seems to be how it's flowed from day one. If we have something going on in the morning, then we do alter like our schedule and stuff. So morning basket was just not for us. So we don't do that in our homeschool. Number 2 would be kind of correlates with what I was just talking about, is we do not have strict schedule. If I had a strict schedule, we would lose our minds. And I say that kindly because I feel like if I have it written down, it's not going to happen. And it's typically because when I have had it written down, it's not going to happen. And that is why I have stopped planning, recording, because I feel like anytime I would like plan ahead, something would come up, or it just wouldn't happen. And I felt that when I did that, it had to be on like a strict schedule to be sure that we got X, Y, Z done or whatever. So now, instead of like a strict schedule, we are very loose. If we don't necessarily feel like doing it in the morning, then we hold off and wait for the afternoon. Oh my gosh, y'all, I'm sorry if you can see my eye twitching, but it is twitching and bothering me. Anyway, so no strict schedules here, and that's that. Number 3, poetry tea time. We are just, first of all, we don't like tea. And I know that there's like this thing with that like people do all different kinds of things, and like that's just an extra part of my day that I don't feel is necessary right now. We do poetry occasionally. We do have some poetry books that we like to go through. Sometimes we don't do it every day, but we have that Sing a Song of Seasons, I believe it's called. I have another one, I can't think of the name of it offhand. We haven't opened them in a while, but it's just not my cup of tea. No pun intended. But yeah, we do not do poetry tea time. I'm trying to come up with maybe a spin on that, or a different kind of activity though, because I kind of want to do something that's in the afternoon that could be similar, but I will give you more thoughts in another video on that. Number 4 would be, we do not do group or family subjects. Now, we are an only child here, so we don't have other siblings that we can just join in and do a family subject on or a group subject on. But my family is simply not interested in joining. My husband, bless his heart, he is very 100,000% supportive of me homeschooling our child, but he does not want to partake in the homeschool part of it. He will listen to me. He will, give me his thoughts on things, but to actually sit there and do like a lesson or something with us is just completely out of his element. For one, he's not home very often, and for two, when he is home, that's kind of the last thing that he would want to do with his time with us. So it's kind of why we don't do it, which is fine. I'm totally okay with that. We also don't do a Bible study or Bible time. I know that is usually a separate subject in most homeschools. It's not that we don't believe, we do. We are Christian. We just don't do Bible time, at least not yet. I have mentioned in a couple videos that that is something that I am wanting to expand in. It just hasn't happened yet, and I just don't want to rush into that right now. So that is it. We do not do group subjects, stuff like that. We do have subjects that are or would be considered group subjects, like science or history and stuff. We do those things, but it's not necessarily grouped. Like, we don't include anybody else besides me and my daughter, if that makes sense. I don't think it's necessary, but anyways, number 5 is kind of a big one. We do not school all day. I know that there are many people that do, and I am totally for you doing you. We do not. And not because I'm higher than anybody else. Don't get me twisted here. I'm simply saying that because I don't think it's beneficial for our homeschool. Our day is pretty simple. We do our core subjects in the morning time. So when we first come down here, we do math, we do reading, and we do grammar, and then, and spelling, and handwriting. So like 5 things. Not all of them are every day, but at least reading and math are. Oh, and grammar now, because that's separate. And then, we're done probably around between 10 and 11. And then we have, then she has to go into her independent things. So she does 30 minutes of independent reading and an hour of movement, body movement. So that could be if she wants to use that and take us for a walk with the dog, outside play. She has to be moving her body, so she can do YouTube videos, whatever works. We can go for a swim at our local gym. Lots of things can be used, but it has to happen. It's super important, and it's a way for us to not only be healthy minded, but physically healthy. So then after school, we either are doing one lesson of our unit study, or we are doing one lesson of our history. And again, that is not every day. And then we are pretty much free for the rest of the day. Open play, whatever she really wants to do. She's been doing some math games on her tablet, or like Night Zookeeper, which she doesn't think is school, but it is. So like things like that. And then she's kind of free to explore. She can do art, she can do, you know, whatever she wants. But we don't go really beyond lunchtime. Maybe an hour after that if we're doing like an extra for that day, but otherwise we do not. So I know mine is a little bit different than others, and I could probably think of several other things that we don't do and other, you know, that other homeschoolers do. But our days are pretty simple and they're pretty basic. And for second grade, I feel like that's okay, because I know once we get into the older years, it is going to be more time consuming and packed with more subjects and stuff like that. But for now, we are just hanging out and we're doing all the things, and we're having play dates and park meetups and all the like extra fun stuff right now. And a little less because now it's winter, so it's a little bit harder to do those things. But yeah, and the other like not so common thing that I can tie in, so if you want to add a number 6 on there, is we are 3-day-a-week homeschoolers. This is more of a recent thing this year, and that's mostly during our co-op season. So when we're in co-op, we are in co-op 1 day a week, and we used to school 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday, and then co-op got thrown in there and it was on a Thursday. So now we only school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday was always our day off of fun, or Fun Friday we like to call it. And so we'd find something fun to do, and now we still do that, because the day that we do co-op, there's no way we're coming home and doing more school. She does take 3 classes during co-op, so to come home and do more is just not really, or like not really an expectation I want to put on her for already being there half day. So Friday we do something fun, or if we don't, we can do like a history lesson or something like that. Something a little more fun, low key, and not so much like the reading or math or anything. So I know that's not common, but it is for our homeschool. So we do not school 5 days a week. We do not school 4 days a week. We are down to 3 days a week, and that is totally okay. She's getting everything she needs to know and everything like that. So that is it, my friends. I hope you check out the playlist down below of all the other mamas who are going to share with you what they don't do in their homeschool. And maybe this will inspire you to think like, maybe I don't need to do that in my homeschool, and I'll be okay too. It's totally okay. And that's the beauty of homeschool, is we can be completely flexible, or we can be strict, or, you know, follow your state laws. And yeah, so go ahead and check out Davene from Calm in the Chaos, and Shauna over at Homegrown Homeschool. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.